here's gameplay director Mike Wang.
I know you want to learn more about NBA 2K22, so here to talk about it is the source himself, gameplay director Mike Wang.
2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
The Staples Center downtown. Before we get
Kevin, thanks very much.
Sure is. Thanks, DA. Now let's take a look at the Nuggets opening lineup. They've got Nikola Jokic, Aaron Gordon out there at Porter. Then there's Jamal Murray. And it's Barton in at the shooting guard position. And for the Clippers, they've got Paul George. Kawhi Leonard is out there with Morris. Then there's Batum. And it's Jackson in at the 1. Now here's Jackson. Morris with the ball. On the wing, Batum. Jackson trying to break free. A shot by Batum, no good. And it's Gordon with the ball. He brings it up for the Denver Nuggets.
Well, you can't help but think of the dunk contest robbery with Aaron Gordon. Didn't receive max points on some of his dunks that clearly deserved it. Said he's done with the event after the last go. And I can't say I blame him.
Now here's Murray. Passes to Jokic. Murray against Jackson. Murray, no good. And with the dunk contest in Aaron Gordon, some of the dunks he pulled off, Greg, were outstanding.
I mean, going over Taco Fall was the big one. The one-handed windmill was impressive as well. Gordon doesn't need a trophy. Everyone knows he's one of the best dunkers we've ever seen.
Here's Jokic. Paul George making his last shot. Over Batum. That's tipped. Just around a minute and a half into the first quarter. Morris outside. Dishes it to Jackson. Back to Morris, and it's blocked by Gordon.
No, I wouldn't test Gordon. With that vertical and length, please try someone else.
And Jokic with the basket on the assist by Porter.
Some guys just understand how to generate points. He's one of them.
Here's Jackson. Outside for Batum. Unloads. Jokic grabs the miss.
Empty possession, and you don't want to miss these easy looks.
And he gets it to go. And that ties it up.
A pure shooter who's also efficient. Porter nearly automatic from mid-range.
Pass to Batum. Back to Jackson. Right side Leonard. Just 5 on the clock. That one, no good. And the Nuggets going the other way. Here's Porter. They get it back. Barton kicks to Porter. Jokic on top. Porter with it. George picks him up. And George gets the whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game. And the Clippers making a change here. Zubats is checked in. The Nuggets also changing it up. Paul Millsap's checked in for Porter. Austin Rivers comes in for Barton. And Morris subbed in for Murray. Here's Jokic. Goes up and lays it nice and easy. Teams have dynasties. The 90s, Michael Jordan. We've seen it over the many decades. Over the next decade, though, who do you think's going to lead the pack there?
Ooh, that's a great question. You know, with the way Father Time is treating LeBron, you might have to wait and see because he is still playing at such a high level. But, you know, obviously Giannis has got to be on the short list with the Bucks. For me, I really look at Luka in Dallas. I just feel like with Kristaps Porzingis, that duo could just be deadly with how the game is played. But don't sleep on the Celtics with Tatum and Brown and that group that they have with the front office they have. Man, I think the league overall is going to be in great shape moving forward.
It sure seems that way. Here's Jackson following the basket by Jokic. To end the drought. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. It's going to be on Jokic.
The burst of Jackson makes him a hard guy to stick with and difficult not to foul him.
He hits the second from the line. The Nuggets leading by 3. Now Morris. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet. Here's Rivers. Out to Morris. Rivers in the corner. Three-pointer. Kawhi Leonard with the rebound. It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game. It's George on the wing. And it's sent back by Millsap.
And Millsap, for his size, a pretty good rim protector.
And the wide open shot from Morris. Off target from outside. And now here's George, the fast break opportunity. Stolen by Rivers. Loads it up for Millsap, and it's sent back by George. And still a close game as the first quarter comes to a close. Nuggets ahead, up by 3. And we'll get the second. Earlier tonight, we spoke with Paul George about how they've...
Everybody has a chip on their shoulder.
Greg, that last point is key. This team plays lockdown defense.
And that's a big part of their identity. Most teams talk about being well-balanced. This team lives it.
And it's been a pretty even game here after 1 quarter of play. And what stands out to you from the Nuggets in this one?
You can see they were well prepared defensively coming into this one.
Yes, what they do, they take away the things that teams like to do offensively, also keeping them out of sync.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter of play. So for the Clippers right now, we've got Kawhi Leonard. Rajon Rondo is out there with Luke Kennard. Then it's Ivica Zubac, and it's man in at the 3 spot. Back to Green. Good ball movement here by the Nuggets. Rivers passes to Millsap. Rivers scanning the floor. Just 5 to shoot. Here's Green. No good on that one. So the Clippers will take it the other way. Here's Leonard. Fouled on the shot and picks up 2 points. So 1 free throw coming up.
Strength, body control, and focus. Kawhi showing it all right there.
Nicholas Batum. He's checked in for the Clippers. The free throw good from Kawhi Leonard. Just over 1 minute has passed here in the second quarter.
And Smitty, with LeBron getting into his late 30s, KD coming off the Achilles, for your money, is Kawhi Leonard the best player in the world?
Great question. I know one player, the Greek Freak, might have something to say about that. No less than Michael Jordan himself called Kawhi the best two-way player in the game. That's a very strong endorsement from MJ.
No good with the triple.
Off the mark once again. Terrible quarter for him thus far.
Batum with the steal. And here's Leonard. McGee with the block. And they get it back. And Batum kicks to Kennard. Here's Leonard. And it's good off the back rim and in. Leonard's got the lead up to 4 now for Los Angeles. And Morris has got the ball here for Denver. In the second quarter, held scoreless. McGee, the pass to Dozier. Back to McGee. They need this. They kick it out to Green. Shot clock at 6. Rondo against Murray. And the shot goes in.
And let's be honest, Murray has never seen a shot he didn't like, especially these mid-range jumpers.
Rondo passes to Leonard. And it's Denver with the rebound.
It's amazing. All night he's been out of sync on the offensive end, yet they continue to lead.
Here's Dozier. That shot misses. So the Clippers will take it the other way. Leonard dishes to Batum. Rondo wide open. The Clippers get another chance here. Here's Leonard. McGee with the block. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Clippers will retain possession. For the Clippers, Serge Ibaka. He's checked in for Batum. And Marcus Morris subbed in for Kawhi Leonard. The Nuggets also changing it up. Aaron Gordon, he's checking in for JaMychal Green. And Barton subbed in for Morris. Denver's gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. Barton passes to Dozier. And it's blocked by Ibaka.
And that's how you do it. Ibaka still able to surprise people very quick off the floor.
Murray against Rondo. From deep three-point range, Rondo with the rebound.
And he's a good shooter from outside, but not sure from that deep.
You know, we're seeing players move further and further back to create space, but that does make it a tougher shot. And that's okay. Even though you miss, you had the right guy taking the shot.
Here's Gordon. He nails it, and we're tied up. Gordon's got his first points of the game.
And there's just so much athleticism to Gordon's game. Good luck trying to contain him inside.
Kennard against Barton. Now, here's Kennard. D right on him.
He is so good attacking the rim. It's rare to see him denied like that.
It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and gameplay. Oh, Rondo in position.
With a high basketball IQ and improving playmaking abilities, Luke's growing as a distributor.
Nuggets have gone just 2 of 8 shooting here in the second quarter. Rondo against Murray. Tries it from 19. Good on the jump shot. Murray's got it all tied up now for the Nuggets. Here's Rondo. There's the lob to the hoop. Leaps for it, and the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Rondo.
Careless turnover. You lose focus for even a moment in this league. That's the result.
And the first half comes to a close in a tie.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Greetings. A pretty close game for the Clippers throughout the first quarter. And Kenny, like Kawhi. And that'll...
And in that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during the half. One of the stories here, Jokic getting it done today.
Yeah, and early on, he has been feasting in the paint, and you have to think they're going to keep feeding the big fella.
Why go away from something that's working? Force the defense to prove that they can stop it.
Second half underway. Here's who Mike Malone's got on the floor. Murray out there with Will Barton. And it's Nikola Jokic. Then it's Aaron Gordon. And it's Porter in at the 3 slot. They get it again. The kick out to Barton for the lead. The shot missing. So Los Angeles will take it the other way. Jokic with the steal. 2-on-1 as they jump out on the break. And a wide open look for Porter. That's in, coming off the assist from Jokic. And the Nuggets lead by 2. The Clippers shooting a pretty sorry 29% from the floor here. Well, we know, Greg, that Jokic is such a unique talent at that center position. Young player, already top 10 in career triple-doubles.
How about the most triple-doubles ever by a foreign player? You think of the great skilled European big man. Jokic, arguably the most skilled of them all.
Yeah, that old adage about being too wide open, not a thing. He just missed it.
Any chance you get, you want to put yourself in a position to succeed, and that's what he did there.
Great job of reading the floor, got to the rim, and made a play.
Barton kicks to Jokic. That 3 off the mark. And now the Clippers on the break. Leonard's got the ball. George against Porter. And he drops in the layup off the glass. George has got 6.
Excellent concentration from Paul George, overwhelming the aggressive defense with his strength and determination.
Here's Murray, right at the free throw line. Jokic with the bucket. 8 points for Jokic.
And likes the view from there. He's a strong mid-range shooter.
And with that height, he can get a clean look on any shot at any time.
Jackson, that's good. He has 5.
They're getting on a roll inside. Their last 3 field goals have come from the paint.
Murray, the pass to Jokic. Shot from the top of the key, and he hits the jumper for 2.
And they're passing the ball very crisply here.
Just over 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second half. The shot by George, no good. And so it's Jokic with it. He brings it up for Denver. Here's Barton. Whistle blows. Bucket is good. And he'll have a chance at the line to make it a 3-point play. Frankie, we hear this a lot. It's almost too popular now to say good offense beats good defense. Being a defensive-minded player yourself, do you agree with that statement?
Absolutely, Kevin. And the thing is, in today's game, when I played, there was an era, you could hold teams in the 80s and 90s. You could go a quarter and keep them at 12, 15 points. You can't do that now. It's different. You've got to be able to win stretches of 2 and 3 minutes. And honestly, you're right. The offense does dictate far more, but it doesn't discount the importance of defense. And if you still look at the reigning champs and the teams that have won titles recently, that's still one area that they're consistent in is their defensive approach. And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Morris passes to Gordon. 3-pointer, Barton. Rebounded by Jackson. For Los Angeles, they've gone an even 50% from the floor here in the third quarter. 4 of 8.
And with those long strides, it takes Paul George no time to get to the rim.
Nuggets trail. Morris with the ball. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. And 1:01 left to play in the third. Here's George, and the layup is good. And the Clippers lead by 3.
And all second half, they haven't gotten stops with any consistency.
Now, here is Morris. Over Jackson. The Nuggets with another miss.
Decent look from mid-range, but there may have been a better option for them in that set.
On the wing, Morris. No good on the 3. The Nuggets trail by 3. And Gordon gets it to go in on the assist by Jokic. Jokic has got his 4th assist in this one.
Definitely got to use the clock here and get the last shot.
But this is where your patience is tested. If you shoot too quickly, you give your opponent a chance to close out the quarter.
George looking around. With 1 on the clock and some nice defense there to end the quarter. Paul George, he's been the guy making things. And let's go back to a terrific pass that we're calling tonight our State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, a terrific, unselfish play right here. Set up his teammate, and how about the setup this way?
At his position, traditionally, his job is to shoot the basketball. Give him credit for keeping his eyes up and just taking what the defense allows.
Well, this has been a great contest so far, and I imagine the fourth quarter could have even more action in store for us. Kawhi Leonard is out there with Patrick Beverley. Then there's Patrick Patterson. Then it's Ivica Zubac. And it's man in at the 3. That's who's out there for the Clippers. And the Nuggets making a change here. Murray's checked in. Let's take another look at the staunch defense during that mobile 1 block.
Close games can boil down to who makes plays on defense, and that is one heck of a rejection right there.
Pass to Millsap. Fires for three. Rebound by the Clippers. Up top, Leonard uses the glass to finish the layup.
Driving with a purpose. Leonard shakes off the hit, maintains focus, count it.
Murray kicks to Dozier. And we've played through about a minute here in the fourth. That doesn't go on the chance to tie. Clippers leading by 3. Leonard dishes to Beverly. Leonard inside. He's covered by Murray. Leonard, no luck.
Trying to finish out the game strong. You have to recognize who has the hot hand and get him the ball.
It's good on the putback.
Just in a perfect position to grab that rebound and then get the putback.
We're just over a minute and a half now into the fourth. Beverly, the pass to Mann. Outside Leonard. Oh, went in there. And, folks, the coach's challenge has been initiated for a personal foul. Close game like this, and he thought it wasn't a good call.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving at, and how fast the action really is, and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And, guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
Jokic, he's checked in for Denver. Gordon comes in for Paul Millsap.
Well, they should be looking at a three-point lead. Hopefully for them, that miss won't cost them.
Michael Porter, he's checked in for Denver. To tie it up. It's hauled in by the Clippers.
And typically he has the touch to finish when he's in tight, but not sure on that possession.
I don't know what coach told him at halftime, but he is shooting the lights out right now.
And over 2.5 minutes in the books here in the fourth. Wide open look here for Murray. Takes the elbow jumper and trains it.
And the competitive nature of Murray making all the difference there, doing everything he can to rally his team.
And Batum kicks to Rondo. On the wing, Batum.
Wow! I can't believe that one.
That was incredible.
Crucial points. Kawhi stepping up to the plate when his team needs him the most.
For three, Murray. Kawhi Leonard comes up with the rebound. And so it's Leonard with it. He'll bring it up for the Clippers. 5-point lead, the biggest of the game. Batum trying to break loose. And that one's good. Leonard's got 7 now in this quarter.
Love the aggressiveness. Kawhi very active, very focused on the job at hand.
For three, Murray. Again, the miss by Murray.
And I thought that was going to drop. It looked good from here.
Here's Morris. 1:04 left in the fourth quarter. Batum finds George. It doesn't go for him. And the Nuggets going the other way.
This has reached desperation time for them.
For them to have a chance, everything has to go right on both ends from this point on.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
Serge Ibaka has checked in for Los Angeles. Reggie Jackson comes in for Rajon Rondo. Martin's checked in for Denver. 2 free throws, and so the coach's challenge here comes into play. The coach protesting the personal foul call.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving at. And how fast the action really is, and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
Here's what the Clippers are going with right now. Zubac is checked in for Leonard. Batum comes in for Marcus Morris. And it's Patrick Beverley in for Jackson. All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Kevin, during the last break, I heard Tyronn Lue talking with his team. He challenged them to hold on to the lead. He said, you're in control of the game right now, and it's up to you if we win this game. Take the responsibility and own it and close this thing out like you can. We'll see if we can get it done, guys.
That one falls.
Excellent pass, PG-13, keeping his eyes up, using his vision.
Here's Murray. Count it!
Oh, how about using the rim to get some true hang time?
You know, he just wanted to make sure the landing was softer than the takeoff. Zubac the pass to George. And so Los Angeles takes the win. It was up for grabs right until the final seconds.
2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
The view high above our... And we've got...
Kevin, thank you.
Indeed. Something special, David. Thanks. Now we'll look at Dallas's starting lineup. Doncic out there with Tim Hardaway Jr. Then there's Cauley Stein. And there's Porzingis. And it's Finney-Smith in at the small forward position. And for the Clippers, Paul George is out there with Jackson. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. Then it's Ivica Zubac. And it's Morris in at the 4 spot.
Well, you know he wants that one back. I mean, more often than not, he'll sink that mid-range jumper.
High post, Zubac. Morris dishes to Jackson. Pass to Zubac. 6 to shoot. Nifty move. And it's good on the layup. Deep benches tonight, Greg, on both sides. This seems to be a growing trend.
You know, teams are digging deeper than ever before, even getting into the two-way contracts that give you depth past your top 15 guys. One, you're trying to protect the investment in your big-ticket items, your franchise-caliber players, but you got to keep an eye on the future in terms of player development. That's another area where the league has really changed when you look at the makeup of these rosters.
Well said. And here's George. After Tim Hardaway made that last three-pointer. Goes up from the top of the key. George with the bucket.
Well, that's a smooth-looking jumper by Paul George. I mean, he's one of the more gifted scorers in the league, and there's no place on the floor where he can't hurt you.
Now, here's Doncic. Porzingis passes to Doncic. It's rebounded by Leonard.
Well, they'll be happy with that look, even though it didn't fall.
You know what? That's a confidence shaker for him, though. I mean, that's a shot he expects to make every time.
Here's Jackson. Now the pass to Zubac.
Really, the right play defensively. If you can't block, force him to the line.
Yeah, exactly. Prevent the layup, give them a little bump, and then maybe they'll think twice about coming into the lane next time. And if they don't think about it, at least they might be distracted by your presence.
The Mavericks have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. Doncic against Jackson. Now, here's Doncic. He's tightly guarded. The shot goes in. First of the night. He's 1 for 3 to start the game.
Well, you look at Doncic, so confident, even from this area. He knows he can make it happen.
And it was interesting how the Dallas franchise sold its fans on Doncic. Ownership told them, think of a 6'7" Steve Nash. Isn't quite the shooter Steve was, but is only a teenager. Great vision. Boy, he can really pass it. And it turns out Doncic is all of that and more.
Here's Doncic. Paul George making his last shot. Hardaway passes to Porzingis. Back to Hardaway. 6 on the shot clock. Shot, high post. It's hauled in by Zubac. And even Nash himself called Doncic a dream prospect.
Yeah, it said Luka was big and mobile enough in the modern game, can guard multiple positions, has a skill set, a winning mentality, and those leadership qualities. Steve Nash sounding like a future GM. That's the kind of D you need when he's got the ball near the hoop. They were all over it.
Doncic finds Cauley Stein. Here's Porzingis, covered by Morris. George against Hardaway. Here's Porzingis, cans the 12-footer.
Well, you know, guys, we know Hardaway can score, but when he makes these passes, it makes him a lot more dangerous.
A minute 20 left in the first. Jackson down low, guarded by Doncic. Baseline J on the way. No good there. And the Mavericks going the other way now. .55 seconds left to play in the first quarter.
The shooting numbers just aren't there yet in the quarter.
And here's Jackson, still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring hit from him. George against Hardaway. And George gets it to go.
Yeah, excellent determination there from George. This wasn't going to be denied. Fighting off the physical contact and nailing the shot over good defense.
We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. And here's Doncic from the arc. Porzingis kicks to Doncic. Basket good.
You know, as I watch Doncic, I think it's futile to try to distract this guy. His focus and concentration and control of himself is excellent.
Jackson from long range. At the end of one, a closely contested game so far. The Clippers on top. And close game underway so far. We'll see if either of these teams can jump out in the second quarter. And taking a look at Los Angeles' performance here, what have they been doing or not doing?
Impressive start. They came in with a well-conceived game plan and have executed.
Yeah, you know what? Makes it really easy for the coaching staff in that case. No adjustments needed. Just keep on keeping on.
We've got Ibaka. Kennard is out there with Patrick Beverley. Then there's Patrick Patterson, and it's Man in at the small forward. So that's the lineup on the floor for the Clippers. Well, the superstar players always get the headlines, but you need more great role players, it seems, as you look at the history of champions, to win. So that being said, Greg, what kind of role players do you look for?
You know, Kevin, it starts on your best player, and I think you go from there. Obviously, in today's game, spot-up shooting is critically important. And then you got to factor in versatility. You need guys that can guard multiple positions, that give you some rim protection, but obviously that can also shoot the basketball. And I think it's critical having that instant offense guy coming off the bench as well to when your team's in a bit of a funk, somebody you can trust to kind of light a fire.
Good point. On the sideline, let's catch up with Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin, the Mavericks have their young star tandem in Luka Doncic and Kristaps Porzingis. KP said, we can be a pretty deadly duo. It's only going to be a matter of time. Once we get that two-man game going, it's going to be hard to stop. Guys, it's already hard to stop. Back to you.
A team on the rise, David. Thank you so much. Here's Beverley, following the score by Serge Ibaka. Beverley, the pass to Man. And the call is going to be... Yes, it is. An illegal screen.
And, guys, point of emphasis for the league is to really crack down on illegal screens.
Yeah, you know, he might have gotten away with that a few years ago, but not anymore. No way. Now you've got to be stationary on those screens. No extra hips or elbows, or they'll call it.
Now, here's Redick. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. The offensive rebound, controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Well, I agree with you. 4 of their last 5 baskets have been exactly of that variety.
Here's Kennard. Ibaka in the post. Foul on him. Shots good by Ibaka.
And the ability to generate points off offensive rebounds, something Ibaka did a lot earlier in his career before he started spending so much time on the perimeter.
Now here's Richardson. Up again. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
And on the flip side, the defenders have to show more fight on the interior. They've got to offer more resistance here.
Here's Patterson. Kennard kicks to Ibaka. He's now 2 for 3 with that miss. For Dallas, they've gone 50% from the floor in the second quarter, 3 of 6. About 3 minutes played so far in the second quarter. Back to Redick. This one for three. The Clippers grab the miss.
There's some defense for you. For someone who's as good at shooting the three ball as he is, you need a defender who's equally good at guarding against it.
Now here's Beverly. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. Out to the right wing. Pass to Kennard. Powell with the steal. And here we go. The Mavericks on a fast break. Richardson the pass to Marjanovic. Dallas moving it around. Redick surveying the D. And Marjanovic with the slam.
How about that? Redick showing the same kind of accuracy on that pass as he has on his three-point shots, which is quite remarkable. That's how you drop a dime, though.
Now here's Beverly. Up and in on the layup. Beverly's got his first bucket in this one.
And they've done well at taking advantage of some late defensive rotations and getting the ball in the paint.
Redick passes to Richardson. And stolen by Patterson. And Kennard wide open. He shoots. That shot off. Now Dallas takes it the other way. Outside, Redick. Passes it to Kleba. Marjanovic down low. Defended by Ibaka. Guys back and forth this first half.
And this could continue to go back and forth the entire way.
Beverly finds Kennard. 16 seconds left to play here in the half. Down to 5 on the shot clock. The Clippers need to get off a shot. Here's Patterson. Misses the three. And some good action through the first two quarters. Thank you, David. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the second half momentarily.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Greetings to each. And Kenny, along with the incredible production Luka Doncic is, his leadership, and that's
We've got second half action for you, and if the next couple quarters are similar to the first, this one could go down to the last possession. Without question, George displaying his skills today.
He's done a fantastic job of finding open space to operate within the first few quarters.
You know what? It helped that they had a few guys with very hot hands on the perimeter, too.
On the floor for Dallas, we've got Tim Hardaway Jr. Kristaps Porzingis is out there with Cauley Stein. Then there's Luka Doncic. And it's Finney Smith in at the three. Now here's Doncic. Kawhi Leonard unable to get his shot to go. Doncic passes to Cauley Stein. Hardaway with it. Three-pointer. No good on that one. And so it's Leonard with it. He'll bring it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. It's a one-point game. And the foul on Dorian Finney-Smith. That's his first foul. Now, here's George. He's got 6. Pass to Leonard. Shot clock at 5. From 6 feet. From the left block. And that's good off the glass that time. Leonard's got the first points of the second half up on the board for Los Angeles. Doncic with it. And they double up Doncic. Hardaway for 3. Hits the three-point bomb. Hardaway has got 6 points.
Boy, that quick trigger mindset, when Hardaway Jr. is firing away like this, you know he's feeling it.
And I remember when Doncic was first asked, who is your favorite player? And boy, he did not hesitate. LeBron James.
Hey, Greg, for guys of his generation, that would be the answer for 80 to 90% of them, and with good reason. How about these quotes from Doncic? He said, if I dunk on LeBron, I can retire. But I like this one a little better. He said, LeBron can play in a lot of different positions. I can too. But for me to be like LeBron, I have to work much harder. That's a guy who knows his stuff.
Now Leonard. Paul George missing from long range. Tries again. And it's Zubac laying it in. Zubac has got the game tied up here for Los Angeles.
Just a grinder, always doing the dirty work on the offensive glass, and that's one of the things he brings to the table.
Back to Doncic. To the middle, here's Cauley Stein.
Boy, Doncic, with his size and ball skills and vision, is a master, a maestro in the pick and roll. He can make just about any pass necessary out of the pick and roll set.
Zubac kicks to Leonard. Back to Zubac. It's rebounded by Doncic. For Dallas, they've gone 2 of 3 from the field to start the second half. The pass to Cauley Stein. Here's Hardaway. Dallas needs to get off a shot. From deep. Doncic, no good.
He missed that one, but I've seen him drill shots from that distance in warm-up.
Well, that looked to me, guys, like a heat check and was maybe a step out of his range.
Now here's Leonard, and the basket is good. Leonard's got 4 this quarter.
And it's good to see George concentrate on getting the ball to the open man. Excellent floor awareness.
Over to the left wing. No one near Doncic as he lets it fly. Porzingis on the follow. And the Mavericks lead by 2.
Great job of crashing the offensive glass. He stayed with it. That's hard-nosed, tough basketball.
Jackson passes to George. There's 49 seconds left here in the third quarter.
Tell you what, the defense was lucky there. I mean, leave him that open from range, he'll typically knock it down.
Now Doncic. Here's Cauley Stein. Porzingis kicks to Doncic. From deep three-point range, drains the three-pointer. Doncic has got 7 points.
Not shy from outside. There's no doubt about that. Spreading the floor and getting them up.
Love the mentality there, I tell you. I know I've never coached, but, man, playing to win and being aggressive even with the lead as opposed to being safe and going into prevent offense, I'll take the former all day long. Play to win.
The Clippers shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game.
And look back a season ago. They did a solid job at the line. About 79% of their free throws.
He's perfect from the line this time. Oh, and there's the alley-oop. And it's good, but hold on. The officials may want to look at that one on the replay monitor. Well, we thought the third quarter was over, but it turns out the officials are going to review the play to see if he released the ball before the buzzer.
And they're making sure on this one, even though it may not matter in the grand.
3 quarters of play in a close game here. It's Dallas up 3. We'll be back shortly live from Staples Center in downtown Los Angeles. And a quick look now at the State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, an easy choice tonight. Look at the precision on this pass. Put it on a platter for him.
Served him up a tasty room service dime right there, boy.
And it's been a very competitive game so far as we get rolling here in quarter number 4. Batuma's out there with Ivica Zubac. And it's Rajon Rondo. Then it's Luke Kennard. And it's man in at the 3 spot. That's who's out there for the Clippers.
Not his best game, but they're still getting it done collectively.
Rondo against Brunson. And that's a foul called on Porzingis. That is his first foul of the game. Serge Ibaka, he's checked in for the Clippers. Paul George comes in for Luke Kennard. And the Mavericks will go for a different look here. Marjanovic checked in for Porzingis. Ipao comes in for Nicolo Melli. Maxi Kleber, he's checked in for Doncic. And J.J. Redick is subbed in for Jalen Brunson. Ibaka, no luck. Mavericks leading by 3. And here's Redick. Just 5 to shoot. It's good.
And of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is just smash mouth physical basketball, guys.
Outside Rondo. Outside for George. Outside Batum. Takes it from 10. George, no good. And here's Redick. He'll bring it up for the Dallas Mavericks. Here in the fourth quarter, their defense has been very strong, allowing no baskets. It's stolen by Ibaka. Now the Clippers moving it up. Here's George outside for Rondo. Pass to Ibaka. The dish to George. From deep. Los Angeles with another miss. Dallas leading by 5. Now here's Richardson. Passes it to Powell. Back to Richardson. Pass to Kleba. There's the 3. The putback. The shot, no good. So Los Angeles will take it the other way. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Outside Rondo, the 3. It's rebounded by Dallas. Powell's got his 5th rebound in this one. Rondo on the double team. Richardson outside. The pass to Powell. Nine feet out. Marjanovic controls the rebound and puts it back up and in. Marjanovic has got the lead up to 7 now for Dallas.
Oh, what terrific hustle. He's got a nose for the rebound.
Greg, he's ferocious when the ball goes up.
That's what they've got him out there for, fellas.
And George, here we go. Batum against Richardson. The shot by George, wide open. And the 3 ball is good.
Hey, when you got a player like George, in these moments, you turn to him. He knows how to deliver in the clutch.
Richardson outside. And a little over 3.5 minutes in the books so far here in the fourth. They grabbed their own miss. Some nice passing here by Dallas. Marjanovic. And it goes out of bounds. That one is off Kleba.
Oh, that certainly could be costly. In a close one, those kinds of mistakes can really give the other team momentum.
And Los Angeles with some changes. Morris comes in for Nicholas Batum. And it's Patrick Beverly in for Rajon Rondo. Hardaway against George. Lays it up and banks it in. George has got 5 points now in the quarter.
And because of Paul George's composure and even-keeled nature, his teammates have great trust in him in these situations.
Out to the right wing. And the free throw, no good.
And Cauley-Stein has drawn comparisons to Tyson Chandler due to his length and athleticism. It's important he continues to get better.
Doncic is checked in for Jalen Brunson. Doncic against Beverly. It's in!
Oh, you just love seeing a player with absolutely no fear.
Cool, calm, collected, and confident in the biggest moment of the game? Yes.
From deep, George, good! And that shot brings them to within just 1.
Well, Paul George has been sensational.
Guys are not going to be in any rush on this possession.
Not with the lead. Now's the time to burn some clock.
Doncic against Beverly. Doncic with it. Over Beverly. That's tipped.
How impressive was that? The little fellow, Beverly, extending out for the block. Showed us some nice timing for a guy that's not much taller than 6'2".
And that was another look at the aggressive D that led to the Mobile One block.
And guys, that's about as good a defensive play as you'll see. Instant reaction to get a hand.
David, thank you as always. Thank you for joining us. Lillard and McCollum. Robert Covington out there with Norman Powell, and it's Nurkic in at the center position. And for the Clippers, Batum's out there with Morris. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. Then it's Paul George, and it's Jackson in at the 1. Now here's Jackson. Pass to Leonard. Shoots from 12. That one goes in.
Wow, and Jackson is just crafty down his side. He has such a quick release that even taller defenders can't get to it in time.
There's the pass to McCollum. Back to Lillard. Fires the three. No good on the shot. So Los Angeles will take it the other way. And here's George. He kicks it to Jackson. Back to George. Offline with his three. And here are the Blazers. Powell with it, and Batum picks him up defensively. The shot by Powell, no good. And so it's Leonard with it. He'll bring it up for the Clippers. George passes to Batum. That falls. Nice feed that time from George.
And the feed from George couldn't be better. The timing, the placement, everything about that dish was pinpoint.
Lillard fires away from way outside. The Trailblazers with a new shot clock. The Clippers have gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. Jackson finds George. At the top of the key, Batum. Morris passes to Batum. Out to Morris. 5 on the clock. The Clippers keep it alive. Good ball movement here by the Clippers. George against McCollum. The second chance effort, and it's the Clippers scoring again.
And this is why you get George the ball there. He's solid at figuring out how to capitalize.
Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
This is his first free throw of the game.
And last year, excellent at the free throw line. Just a shade under 90%.
No free throws good from Lillard.
And that's another area where he is just a superb player. Excellent at the free throw line.
And just under 2.5 minutes elapsed here in the first. Knocked away. And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Nurkic. So for the Trailblazers, Cantor checked in for Nurkic. Anthony comes in for Robert Covington. And it's Simons in for McCollum. Now, here is Morris. Over Anthony. Batum tips it back in.
I just love the aggressive attitude of Batum, especially how hard he hits the boards.
Here's Simons. About 3 minutes gone here in the first quarter. That shot is off. And the Clippers will come the other way. George looking around. He dishes it to Batum. Outside for Jackson. Cantor against Batum. Good. Batum's got 6.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting it in the paint and continue to score consistently.
Lillard outside. He gets it in there.
Oh, it's easy to appreciate Lillard. Fantastic at powering through the D and nailing the shot.
And it's Jackson with the ball, bringing it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. George up top. And it's the Clippers scoring again.
And the story here, Kevin, early on is how well they've shot the basketball.
To the inside. Out to Anthony. Pass to Lillard. Great D that time from Batum.
This quarter has been hit or miss for him. Mostly miss.
A platoon swap here for the Clippers. And a switch here also for Portland. Collins is checked in. Pass to Kennard. Here's Mann. 34 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Ibaka. Beverly feeling it out a bit. Los Angeles with another miss.
I didn't see that miss coming. I mean, he's usually been money from that range.
Powell for 3. That one falls coming off Anthony's feet.
He doesn't play around. If the buck is there for him, he's going to get it.
And Beverly kicks to Kennard. Back to Beverly. Ibaka in the post. And the shot goes down.
And the lean frame of Ibaka, taking the punishment, but still converting the basket. Toughness.
And so it's Los Angeles, heading to the bench with a 7-point lead as we wrap up the quarter. Their shooting has been the big key. Their percentage from the field so far has been terrific. And don't go away. We'll be right back. And if you're just joining us, we've played through one quarter in this one. And taking a look at Los Angeles' performance here, what have they been doing or not doing?
Well, in that first quarter, they were intent on just pounding the ball down low.
Old school approach. I mean, if you have a favorable matchup inside, just keep pounding it in there.
And a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. On the court for the Trailblazers, Robert Covington out there with Anthony. Then it's Collins. Then there's C.J. McCollum. And it's Simons in at the point. And the rejection by Leonard.
And a sensational individual defender. Leonard will lock you down. Rejections are just part of the package he brings on the defensive end.
Yusuf Nurkic, he's checked in for Portland. You know, when you look at the balance of power between players and teams, Greg, does it feel like the players now have more say, more control than they used to?
No doubt. We're seeing more players demand trades, sign shorter contracts with opt-outs. And the irony of that is, in my era, our best players were fearful for the length of their contracts or the life expectancy of their careers, believe it or not. And these guys today, they understand their value. They know what they bring to the table, and they are utilizing that to the max.
And is that good, Greg, for the game?
I think so. I do think most guys want to win, and they understand that their legacies are going to be defined about whether or not they do.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I mean, the D is worrying too much about the other four guys. I mean, they can't give him open jumpers.
Nurkic against Zubac. Outside Anthony. And it's McCollum in the corner. From outside the arc. It's hauled in by Zubac. Los Angeles leading by 7. Pass to Man over Anthony. And that one goes long. Trailblazers have gotten off to a rough start here in the second quarter, going just 1 for 5. Covington passes to Anthony. Back to Covington. Jacks up a 3. Nope, not that time. Nothing for 2 from the field. And it's the Clippers' ball. Only giving up 2 points this quarter. Kennard, the pass to Zubac. Good D by Covington.
Those are chances almost always you can rely on him to get you 2 points, but the D, just enough to keep him out of rhythm. Oh, great defense there. Anticipated the play and got there first.
Lillard's checked in for Anthony Simons. Anthony against George. Batum passes to Jackson. Back to Batum. Down low. And George with the stuff.
This is the kind of teammate Batum is. You like seeing him share it like this.
Now McCollum. Kicks it out to Lillard. Portland no good that time either. Clippers leading by 9, and the call will be against Yusuf Nurkic. That's foul number 2 for him. A different look now for Portland. Cantor checked in for Yusuf Nurkic. Collins comes in for Robert Covington. And it's Powell in for Carmelo Anthony. Batum got a piece of it.
We don't talk much about his defense. I mean, Cantor has been much maligned for his work at that end. He's been making a better effort.
Trailblazers trail by 11. Lillard looking around. And Lillard throws it down.
It's easy to forget about Lillard's hops. I mean, this guy has some sick dunks up his sleeve.
And here's George. He'll bring it up for the Clippers. This is to Jackson. Back to George. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Trailblazers will take it.
A flat-out loss of concentration. That kind of turnover will drive a coach crazy.
McCollum against Kennard. Back to Lillard. It's McCollum on the wing. To the middle. Batum with the steal. At the elbow, it's Jackson. Over McCollum. Jackson, that's good. Jackson's got the lead up to 11 now for Los Angeles.
A shoot first point guard with a razor-sharp jumper. Jackson better stay up on it.
And that one's good. Lillard's got 8.
Excellent work offensively to get that shot attempt into a can't-miss area.
George against Powell. Powell with the steal. And the dunk by Powell.
Well, if you don't take care of the ball, fellas, that's what can happen.
Absolutely, Greg. That makes the turnover even more painful.
Yeah, going defense to offense in an instant. Every team now calibrated to do that.
And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
It helps when Batum is looking for his shot. His assertiveness forces the defense to act.
Los Angeles shooting their first free throws of the game.
And look back a season ago. They did a solid job at the line, about 79% of their free throws.
Los Angeles making a switch here. Man's checked in. And Portland with a change here, too. Nurkic is checked in.
A good job by him on the glass here tonight. +8 in that department.
Here's George. And again, no good by the Clippers.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
And so it's the loss.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back to the NBA on 2K Sports. And you think about how Kawhi Leonard is able to dominate from the wing position at both ends. And and that should do it with
And we've got third quarter of basketball for you. 2 quarters in the books. You got to like what Nicholas Batum has done in this game.
The way he was able to finish on the block was incredible there in that first half.
Bringing the physicality. I mean, they kept working it to him, and he kept delivering.
Paul George is out there with Jackson. Then it's Marcus Morris. Then there's Batum. And it's Leonard in at the 3, the small forward. So that's the lineup on the floor for the Clippers. Los Angeles leading by 9. Jackson with it. Outside Leonard. Kicks to George. Shot clock at 6. Off the mark there with the 3-point shot. Trailblazers shooting terribly up to this point. Just 30%. Some ramshackle offense play there. Covington finds Lillard. The 3 from McCollum. Portland no good that time either.
They have yet to hit a shot. A real slow start here in the second half.
Leonard with no one around. His 3-pointers off the mark. Trailblazers trail by 9. Here's Covington. That one good for 2. Covington's got his first points of the game.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
George with the bounce pass. Lob pass to George. Hammers the alley-oop through.
And a little verticality there from George, not to mention the timing between those two on the alley-oop.
Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Lillard from deep 3-point land. Second shot opportunity. Here's Nurkic, and there's a foul. It's on C.J. McCollum. That's foul number 2 for him. And Los Angeles with some changes. Ivica Zubac has checked in for Nicholas Batum. Rajon Rondo is subbed in for Jackson. And a switch here also for Portland. Simons, he's checked in for Damian Lillard. Outside Rondo. Outside Leonard. And the Clippers miss again. Trailblazers trail by 9. And McCollum puts up a deep 3. It's hauled in by Zubac.
And that was a little bit of a range check for him.
Trying to take advantage of that extra space on the perimeter. We see a lot of this now. They're having trouble getting going here in the second half. I mean, that's their 4th miss in 5 attempts.
McCollum deciding where to go with it. From deep three-point range, it's hauled in by Los Angeles. And the call will be against Jusuf Nurkic. That's his third foul of the game. A different look for the Clippers. Mann's checked in, and it's Kennard in for Paul George. Jones checked in for the Trailblazers. And the pass to Leonard. Los Angeles with another miss.
And he's been way off the mark this quarter. It's been ugly.
Powell, no one around him from beyond the arc, and then some. Powell's got 8 points.
And as they're trailing in this game, they're trying to stay in it with the triple. Shooting a lot more of them than they did in the first half.
Rondo against Nurkic. Nice shot by Rondo. And the Clippers lead by 8.
Well, for a point guard, despite shaky range, Rondo has a pretty good field goal percentage for his career. A lot of that is shot selection.
1:32 left in the third quarter, and it's out of bounds to Portland. They'll retain possession. .130 left in the third.
And terrific floor awareness. I mean, it's obvious Covington has a great feel for when his teammates are wide open.
Rondo passes to Kennard. And Leonard has it in the corner. Back to Kennard. Pass to Zubac. Rebound by Nurkic. Nurkic has got his 7th rebound here tonight. Here's Powell. And out of bounds as Los Angeles gains possession.
Boy, they like to redo that pass. I mean, bad way to lose a possession.
And the Clippers making a change here. Batum's checked in. Portland also making some changes. McCollum's checked in for Jones. And Lillard subbed in for Anthony Simons.
I mean, having a floor general like Rondo on the court instantly elevates your offense. He does everything he can to bring out the best in his team.
And Rondo drops them both. There's 53 seconds left in the third quarter. Lillard outside. Inside. Batum with the steal. One-on-one here. Kicks it out to Leonard from deep. And again, it's the Clippers missing.
And it's just one of those days, guys. He has just struggled to shoot the basketball.
Yeah, and the blinding quickness right there on display from McCollum. He excels at leaking out and capitalizing in the open floor.
Rondo dishes to Leonard. 6-second difference between the shot and game clock. Some nice ball movement by the Clippers. And again, no good by the Clippers. Trailblazers trail by 6. McCollum passes to Covington.
And you can't be too physical with Covington. He's tough, he's athletic, and he knows how to force the issue.
The Trailblazers shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game. And he makes the first. And both free throws good for Covington. 11 seconds left to play in the third. And George kicks to Leonard. 1 second left. And the last second attempt does not go in for him.
Known for his defensive chops, Covington's lift and timing is what allows him to bother shooters.
And it's time now to bring you our State Farm assist of the game.
And how about the floor generalship right here? I mean, showing us why they're always in good hands when he's the man in charge.
Great vision. He's a gifted passer. Has his finger on the pulse of this offense.
And I know I speak for all of us when I say I can't wait to see what kind of finish awaits us here in the fourth quarter. And on the floor for Portland here in the fourth, the high-powered backcourt pair, Lillard and McCollum. Collins is out there with Anthony, and it's Powell in at the 3 slot. Lillard outside. Anthony left side. Back to Lillard. From deep. And it's the Clippers with the rebound. Batum's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. Marcus Morris picks one up there, and he knocks down the first one.
Well, Melo made his way back into the league last season. He was immediately a heavy minutes player for the Blazers. look good as a third scoring option for the team.
The Trailblazers making a switch here. Jones is checked in. George against McCollum. Stolen by Collins. Releases from 15. McCollum no good. Clippers leading by 5.
And with Melo not having to bear so much of the scoring load, I think was good for him.
Yeah, especially since he took about a year off from playing. Melo had to take a long look in the mirror about how he can help teams win during his absence. But he clearly has something left to offer.
George with the ball. Jones covering. Passes it to Morris. Here's Mann, covered by Lillard, and the dunk by Zubac.
And that assist got him a little nod from his teammate after that one.
Lillard against Jackson. Trying to break that ice-cold streak. The shot off that time, so Los Angeles will take it the other way. They've led by as many as 11 points. Outside, George. This one for 3. And Jones pulls it down. And it's Jones with the ball for the Trailblazers. They trail by 7.
Great teamwork, punctuated by a strong finish.
Perfect example of how to run the break the right way and get a great look.
Pass to Zubac. He feeds it to George. Second chance shot, and Zubac puts it in. Zubac has got 4 points this quarter.
And that's a great play on the backboard for him. I mean, it's what we expect. All his second chance points do not come by accident.
And that one's good, Lillard.
But Lillard, he's an exceptional player. He's a guy you trust to make the right decision in these moments.
McCollum against George. Good for basket number 6 from him in the contest. He's shooting 6 for 12.
He does all the little things. I mean, he does the big things. I mean, he's got them in front with another outstanding performance.
The pass to Lillard. Here's the 3. Tries again. It's good, and the Clipper lead is cut to just 5 points on the basket from Collins.
Upping his intensity in these moments is clear. Collins loves taking important shots.
Jackson finds George. Back to Jackson. Fires for 3. Rebounded by McCollum. Trailblazers trail by 5. To the right side. Mann passes to George. And here is Zubac. Outside for George. Goes up and lays it nice and easy. And the Clippers lead by 7.
And it's really hard to knock George off his balance. He's just so long and strong. Nice take there.
And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Lillard. And Los Angeles with some changes. Nicholas Batum. He's checked in for Zubac. And it's Patrick Beverley in for Reggie Jackson. An almost entirely new group here for Portland. Enes Kanter's checked in for Zach Collins. Robert Covington comes in for Jones. Andre Hollis Jefferson, he's checked in for McCollum. And it's Simons in for Lillard. And here's George for 3. Drains it from beyond the arc.
And it's just competing, you know, giving your best when it matters most.
Well, this is what guys play for, and when it pans out like this, it's a great feeling.
The putback. Great positioning on the putback.
Now, that's the staple of Kanter's game. This guy has a knack for knowing how to come up with offensive boards.
George dishes to Beverley. For 3. And it's George missing.
Not enough ticks left on the clock to save them tonight.
Oh, well, it's tough. You know, when you get to this point in the game, you fought hard, did your best, but just wasn't enough.
And the shooting form of Anthony, just perfect. He's dangerous with the catch and shoot and just terrific at scoring when in rhythm.
And George kicks to Batum. Now, here is Morris. And So Los Angeles takes the win. All right, David, thank you. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. And in the locker room, each guy has been going up. Here are the 5 for the Clippers. We've got Reggie Jackson. Ivica Zubac is out there with Marcus Morris. Then there's Kawhi Leonard, and it's George in at the 2. And for the Nuggets, they've got Porter. Jokic is out there with Aaron Gordon, and there's JaVale McGee. And it's Murray in at point. Now here's Jackson. There's the feed to George. Clock at 6. From 18 feet away. And it's Denver with the rebound.
Everything worked except for the outcome. You want him to shoot that every time.
And George with the stuff.
I like when Reggie Jackson is seeking out his teammate. He could have took that shot, but his teammate, he was wide open.
Murray dishes to McGee. Back to Murray. Here's Jokic. Over Morris. Jokic with the bucket.
Such a savvy player. Love watching Jokic battle for positioning on the offensive glass. And for Jokic, a slow start to last season, came in heavy, lost over 20 pounds as he played his way into shape. And boy, did he come on strong down the stretch.
Now Gordon. Paul George missing from long range. McGee in the high post. It's Porter outside. Doesn't go that time. And it's the Clippers taking it the other way. Well, we know, Greg, that Jokic is never going to be the most explosive athlete, but some have questioned his conditioning, even his motor. What do you see?
I mean, the crazy thing is, even with those questions, he regularly puts up box scores we haven't seen in half a century. But to win it all, you've got to leave no stone unturned. And I think for a young player, he's got to make more of a commitment to his body, and I think we will see that in time. And that's exactly what he's looking for, draining the triple.
Jackson passes to George. Three-pointer. And it's Denver with the rebound. Jokic has got his 4th rebound in this one.
They are out of rhythm. 1 for 5 so far. You just need to calm down and reward your matchups.
Oh, and the jam by Leonard.
And you see Kawhi's hustle in transition, always putting himself in position to succeed.
Jackson against Murray. Passes it to Gordon. Outside, Porter. Takes a 3. The Clippers grab the miss.
Not quite enough defense that time around. Just lucky he was off.
Here's George. That one drops, and he's now 2 for 5.
He has a deadly combination of length and skill. Paul can beat the defense time and time again.
Here's Murray, and it's Murray with the jam.
And that's a special play coming from the one spot.
You know, his passing can take a backseat for that dunk. Wow.
It just shows you the versatility. This guy can do a lot of different things for you. Woo-wee!
Here's Zubac after the Nuggets pick up 2. Oh, Moore's in position. An emphatic alley-oop jam.
And the scoring versatility of Morris, one of his best attributes, able to beat you in a number of ways.
Murray, the pass to Gordon. Back to Murray. On the wing, Porter. Here's Jokic. Gordon against Leonard. Gordon kicks to Murray. Back to Gordon. Over George. Here's Porter. And the shot falls short this time.
Hard to create space in that mid-range area. He would have been better passing that off.
There's the triple. Offensive rebound. Ball's knocked loose. Jokic with the steal. And even 3-on-3 break. Jackson against Murray. And there's the pass to Jokic. Off target with his three.
Yeah, they got that one, but early on, it's really been a struggle for them to secure that defensive backboard.
The trust George has built with his team, they know he'll finish strong if they feed him.
Murray outside. Over to the wing. He gets it up. He knocks it down, but wait a minute. The officials are getting together. They may want to review this one. And indeed, they're going to look at it again. They need to be certain he beat the buzzer.
And the footage relayed to the officials from the...
1 quarter in the books, and it's been a close one so far. Clippers lead by 1. And back with the start of the second quarter in just a moment.
Selfless. I mean, you need to took your pride, you took your ego out, just to...
Greg, there are areas of Jokic's game where he probably is the best in the world.
I can't think of a center with better floor vision or better passing ability. His positioning, his angles, his ability to use his size to maximize effectiveness, all at an elite level.
And we hope you're enjoying the game. Both teams tonight keeping things pretty even so far in the scoreboard. Guys, what's your take on the Clippers so far?
Stingy on the defensive end in that first quarter. They were just getting up into people.
Yeah, they were very physical and very aggressive. They've just been the better team so far.
And the Clippers, looking at who they've got. Patrick Beverly out there with Luke Kennard. Then it's Ibaka. Then there's Patrick Patterson. And it's Man in at the 3 slot.
Good job of stepping up to the plate there, seizing back the momentum for his team.
That's the competitor in him. Close game. Let me have this one.
Up again. It's good on the putback. Guys, no one team gaining control early on.
Yeah, and you look at the lead changes, 6 already.
To the inside. Here's Dozier. Pass to Bull. He dishes it to Barton. Some nice ball movement by the Nuggets. To the paint. Here's Bull. Hits the difficult fadeaway jumper. Great talkers over the years. Trash talkers on the floor in this league. You think they do it more to get themselves going, Greg, or do they do it with the purpose of getting under their opponent's skin?
And Kevin, that's a great question. And believe it or not, you see both. I've seen guys who do it to get under your skin, but I've also seen guys that do it for their own benefit. That's how they derive their confidence. And so it's about you figuring out what works for you. I've seen some guys, they don't say smack. They don't say a word during the course of the game, but they will cut your heart out. So it's just about what fits your personality in terms of making you play your best.
Well, I'm glad you don't trash talk here on 2K, Greg. I'll tell you that.
No, we don't do that.
Beverly finds Kennard. There's the 3. Nailed from three-point land. Kennard's got 5.
The range of Luke Kennard on display. This guy is a lights-out shooter.
And Smitty, you know what Pat Beverly is going to bring every night. A fearless, ferocious, at times almost sociopathic level of intensity. And this guy just does not take a possession off.
You know, he's one of those guys I would have to question even playing with him. He plays so hard. I know I hate playing against him.
Here's Dozier, defended by Beverly. The kick out to Barton. Pass to Morris. Denver needs to get off his shot. He can't get that one to fall. The Clippers go the other way with it. Puts up a 3. Patterson can't get it to go. Denver's gone 0-3 from beyond the arc to start the second quarter. Bull, the pass to Dozier. Now Bull. Knocked loose. 3-pointer, Barton. Denver keeping it going. A new 14-second clock. Here's Dozier. He's still scoreless so far in this one. They get it back. Bull kicks to Millsap. Passes to Dozier. Here's man. 54 seconds left in the second quarter. Kennard, the bounce pass. Patterson passes to Kennard. Back to Patterson. Trying to get open as Ibaka.
Well, he's going to have some explaining to do on the sideline about why he took that shot.
Low percentage chance. If it's not there, give up the rock. Trust your teammates.
29 seconds left to play in the first half. Beverly against Morris. Ibaka, no luck.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
Here's Dozier. And trying for the go-ahead basket. It doesn't go in. Over in the corner, Beverly. Here's Mann, and he takes the fantastic lead pass up strong for the slam.
Every organization needs team-first guys like Patrick Beverly. That's a...
And a close game so far through the first two quarters as we reach...
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello. A pretty close game for the Clippers throughout the first quarter. They didn't get more than a one possession. And that does it for our...
And if you're just joining us, we've played through the first half in a game that's been fairly even so far. Paul George really making a difference here.
Yeah, I don't know if there's anything that the league can do to slow him down. He's just that good.
You know, you almost take it for granted. You look at his numbers from the first half, they're just expected at this point.
JaVale McGee is out there with Jokic. Then there's Jamal Murray. Then it's Michael Porter. And it's Gordon in at the small forward position. That's the group for Mike Malone getting going here in the second half. Here's George. Rebound by JaVale McGee. And it's Gordon with the ball. He brings it up for the Denver Nuggets. Porter with it. Guarded now by Jackson. Murray, no good. Clippers shooting reasonably well, 45%. Nobody near Leonard. The three-pointer, no good. So it's Denver now. And Jokic wide open. He shoots. And no good. Had a chance to take the lead there. Jackson dishes to Morris. Back to Jackson. And stolen by Gordon. And now Porter pushing it up. No one back to stop him.
A high-level athlete with great run and jump ability. Porter finishes well in transition.
Jackson finds George. A three ball. And the Clippers miss again.
Starting the half with 3 straight misses. Not how they envisioned this one.
Here's Murray. Rebounded by Jackson. LA has gone 0-2 from deep to start things here in the second half. And here's George. He has 6. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. It's going to be on Jokic.
Power move from PG-13. He's added a lot of muscle to his frame over the years, putting it to good use right there.
Greg, not all drafts are the same in terms of talent. 2019 was a year to remember.
No doubt about it. I mean, transcendent talent at the top. You think of Zion and Ja, both could be future league MVPs. And the irony is that those two guys were teammates in high school. Go figure.
Go figure is right. Here's Jokic. Gordon for 3. The shot, no good. And the Clippers will come the other way. And it's Rivers with the rebound.
That's a big donut, folks, here. Start the second half. 4 straight they've missed.
To the wing right side. Back to Gordon. George against Jokic. Over George. That one wide left. For Los Angeles, they've gone 0-4 from the field in the second half. Yet to find the mark. Looking to get back on track here. They get the rebound. Here's Leonard. Lays it up off the glass.
With hands wider than the dimensions of the basketball, Kawhi able to control it with ease.
The pass to Gordon. And he uses the glass on the layup. Gordon's got it all tied up now for the Nuggets.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
1:49 left in the third. Rondo scanning the floor. The dish to Leonard. Back to Rondo. Outside for George. From downtown. And it's George again missing.
And for his offense, this has just been a brutal period.
Down low. Kicks it out to Gordon. Some nice ball movement by the Nuggets. They get it again. Back to Green. Pass to Jokic. To the middle. Green up on top. 6 to shoot. Pass to Jokic. No luck that time in the shot that would have put them on top. And a deep three from George. The long distance three is buried. George has got the lead up to 3 now for the Clippers. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Gordon against Leonard. Gordon the pass to Jokic. Count that one. Jokic has got 6.
Plays a rugged game down low. Jokic's toughness adds character to the identity of this team.
Up top, Leonard. Step back and squared up. He has 6.
And if you're the guy who has to guard him, it is never going to be an easy night for you.
Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. Gordon against Leonard. Gordon dishes to Green. Over Morris. Pass to Rivers. Fires the 3. Drops in the tray. Rivers has got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball.
Not a pure shooter in the classic sense, but Rivers is a threat out there if you give him any room.
It's all. And while we can now, let's take a look at today's State Farm assist of the game.
Just true artistry right there. I mean, great decision on where to go with the ball, and how about the perfect delivery?
Execution. This is what you practice every day. These guys are professionals. Beautiful play.
3/10 quarters behind us. 1 more to go. Thanks for being with us as we begin the 4th. And on the floor for the Clippers here in the 4th. Morris is out there with Ivica Zubac. Then it's Luke Kennard. Then there's Reggie Jackson. And it's man in at the small forward. And so it's Murray who brings the ball up for the Nuggets. Over in the corner, Green. Outside Millsap. Murray outside. He feeds it to Porter. It's stolen by Morris. Kennard with the ball. He kicks it to Morris. Launches it. Unable to get that one.
This is the shot they wanted to get. Right guy, right spot, wrong result.
And finished off by Porter.
They continue to battle out there, so close to taking the lead.
The direction this game is headed is going to come down to a couple key buckets by either team.
Morris right side. Over Millsap. And again, it's the Clippers missing. Denver in the lead. And here's the fast break. Porter leading the way. At the top of the key, Millsap. Dishes it to Murray. And that's a foul. It's called on Reggie Jackson. That's his first foul. A different look for Denver. Jokic comes in for Paul Millsap. And Morris subbed in for JaMychal Green. Murray against Jackson. On the wing, Porter. Kept alive. Feeds it to Morris. Out to the wing. Kicks it to Porter. Back to Morris. Fires from deep. Denver the rebound. Outside, Porter shoots the 3. Denver keeping it going. A new 14-second clock. Now the pass to Morris. Goes up again. It's hauled in by Zubac.
And that one bounced their way. But, guys, the rebounding disparity has been stark. They are minus 10 in that category.
Jackson against Murray. Can't connect from 13 feet out. The Clippers trail. One-on-one fast break. Oh, Morris in position. Jokic with the steal. And here we go. Murray heading to the hoop. And it's Murray with the jam.
And the competitive nature of Murray making all the difference there. Doing everything he can to rally his team.
There's Jackson with the three. It's hauled in by the Nuggets. McGee's got 12 rebounds here tonight. Big time effort.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
Aaron Gordon, he's checking in for Denver. Leonard, he's checked in for Los Angeles. Paul George comes in for Luke Kennard. Morris passes to McGee. Jokic against Morris. 7-foot shot. And misses it off the right side of the rim. Clippers trail by 4. Jackson dishes to Morris. Takes it out to Leonard. Pass to Jackson. George against Porter. They could use a bucket. And that one's good, George.
Oh, he is just so clutch. Saving his best for when the pressure is at its highest.
Morris looking over the floor. Pass to Jokic. With the fadeaway. Got it.
That is world class. Incredible shot with everything on the line coming through for his team.
Outside, George. Lets it go with the three. It's good. And what a sensational bucket to bring them within one.
Paul George loves these situations. The bigger the moment, the more he wants to deliver.
Morris passes to Jokic. It counts.
Calm and collected in the game's biggest moments. You can rely on Jokic when you need a basket.
And a deep three from George. That misses. Had a chance to tie it there. And Zubac picks up the foul. That'll be his second foul of the game. Bol, he's checked in for Denver. Will Barton comes in for Porter. And it's the Nuggets with the ball. They've only given up 5 points here in the fourth quarter. They'll be trying to take as much time off the clock as they can.
Exactly. Expect to see longer possessions from this point on.
Morris outside, just 5 on the clock. First free throw is good, and that gives them a 4-point cushion. And so both free throws are good, and it's a 5-point game.
There's the knockout blow. No chance of getting up off the canvas now.
Los Angeles calls timeout. They're trailing by 5. 6 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Guys, your thoughts?
Licking their wounds. It hasn't come together for them tonight.
They are left picking up the remains of their game plan. Better luck next time.
George way outside. And out of bounds as the Nuggets gain possession. So the Nuggets win it. It was up for grip. David, thank you as always. And that about wraps it up. Thank you for that report. Here are the starters for Los Angeles. Jackson is out there with Paul George. Then it's Ivica Zubac. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. And it's Morris in at the 4 slot. And for the Mavericks, we've got Luka Doncic. Cauley Stein is out there with Porzingis. Then there's Tim Hardaway Jr. And it's Finney-Smith in at the 3, the small forward. Now here's Leonard. High post try. That shot off the mark.
You can't look at the result of that shot. They'll take that whenever they get it.
Well, you know, I hear you. That's a good look, but when you're that wide open, I think you got to knock it down.
Cauley Stein passes to Porzingis, and it's good off the back of the rim and in.
Really easy to understand why many are high on Porzingis. This guy is a terrific offensive player.
Jackson with it. Morris outside. Clippers moving the ball around. 6 on the shot clock. Zubac, the pass to Leonard. Out of bounds, Dallas will take possession.
You know, that's just sloppy basketball, giving away a possession. No real reason for that turnover.
Here's Doncic. And now just over a minute played here in the first. Launches a three. Gets a hand on it, controls the rebound, and puts it back up and in.
And with his vertical reach, you expect Cauley Stein to be a factor on the offensive glass.
Outside Jackson. Pass to Leonard. Jackson against Doncic. Jackson kicks to Morris. Porzingis with the steal. On the wing, Doncic. Drills it from outside.
You know, you can see the confidence Doncic shoots the ball with, especially when he gets room to pull the trigger from deep. No hesitation.
And where Finney Smith really made strides last season, his consistency from range.
And you know, Greg, it was really his defense, the work ethic he brings, the effort level. I mean, that's always been there. I watched this kid play in college, and that's always been part of his package. But as an NBA wing, you've got to be able to knock down shots and help space the floor if you want to find your way into the lineup. And to Finney Smith's credit, he's done that and has become a valuable part of the rotation.
Wasted no time on that one.
And part of what makes Kawhi such a great player is that jump shot. You can't just worry about him attacking the basket.
Now, here's Doncic. Another three for Dallas. And it's Jackson with the ball, bringing it up for Los Angeles. Trailing here by 8. George looking over the floor. And right away, they match it with a three-pointer of their own.
Man, you've got to like the way George puts the right touch and art on his shots from deep. He's an outstanding shooter from range.
Back to Hardaway. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Oh, he's going up for the alley-oop here. Throws down the alley-oop slam.
Oh, and the lead gets bigger on a ridiculous offensive sequence.
That dunk alone would have been spectacular. Never mind it coming at the end of an alley-oop.
Well, I tell you what, they've got this team just a step away from being completely sleep.
George with the bucket.
Nice release on the shot. George has put a lot of work into his mechanic. And I like the way he continues to impress from beyond the arc.
Doncic kicks to Porzingis. He's looking for Hardaway and finds him. Doncic outside. From deep three-point range, the putback. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
Yeah, off to a strong start here early. 6 points off second chance buckets.
George against Doncic. Left side, George. And stolen by Cauley Stein. Hardaway finds Doncic. Beyond the arc. It's hauled in by Zubac.
Hard to figure out how he doesn't knock that one down. No defender in sight.
Here's George. Again, Los Angeles.
When PG-13 is feeling it, he can be an absolute monster from mid-range.
3-second difference between shot clock and game. The pass to Porzingis. Doncic feeling it out. Porzingis passes to Doncic. From deep. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. Leonard from deep, three-point land. Wow, drew the contact, and that three almost went in, so he'll go to the line for 3 free throws. It's his first trip to the line.
And last year, excellent at the free throw line, just a shade under 90%.
You know, he really did excel at the stripe. I mean, they couldn't have asked for too much more from him when it came to knocking down free throws.
A good close contest so far as we finish the first quarter. Mavericks lead by 1. And we'll get going after this from the American Airlines Center. Some good action already in this one, but a fairly even matchup after the first quarter of play. All right, well, a look at how the points have been generated so far. A scoring breakdown for the Mavericks.
Take note of the work they've done on the offensive glass. Guys, they've got a ton of putbacks.
You know, another factor in their offense so far has been their ability to convert and score off turnover.
Setting the floor for the Clippers. Batum is out there with Kawhi Leonard. Then it's Luke Kennard. That's Rajon Rondo, and it's man in at the 3 spot. Leonard dishes to Batum, connects on the 17-footer. Greg, we know the names of the superstars, but there are players that are just under that category who probably should get a little more recognition.
Hey, Kevin, that's a great point, and I'm going to toot my alma mater's horn a little bit. Christian Wood's a guy that kind of reminds me of that. He's kind of on the come up. How about Devontae Graham, the second rounder back in 2018, but he's showing to be an established young talent in this league, and there are many more guys like that, and they're going to have their opportunity to become household names.
Rondo finds Batum. The game now all tied. Batum's got 4 this quarter.
You know, Rondo's highest priority is to get his teammates open shots every trip. I mean, that's what makes him go and endears him to his teammates.
Brunson against Rondo. We're about a minute and a half into the second quarter now. Brunson, no good.
And being that close to the hoop, I thought he had enough room to finish that one.
Leonard against Redick. Leonard the pass to Rondo. And that won't go, missing the go-ahead bucket. Dallas has gone 1 of 2 on 3-pointers here in the second quarter so far.
And Clark, although he's not the force he once was on the floor, Rajon Rondo still can give you strong minutes in bursts.
Greg, I tell you what, I love watching this guy work. I know his double-digit assist days are long in his rearview mirror, but this dude still knows how to run a team, and he is ideal for leading your second unit because he's an orchestrator, a facilitator, a playmaker, and guys love playing with him. You can just feel how guys enjoy playing with Rondo running the show.
Right side, Redick. The 3 sinks the 3-pointer. Redick's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3.
Boy, the catch-and-shoot shot doesn't get any better than that. Redick on the money, ATM time.
Leonard looking around. Pass to Kennard. From past the arc. No good. Shot missing. And the Mavericks going the other way now. Here in the second quarter, about 3 minutes played. In the corner, it's Richardson. Over Kennard. Offensive rebound, Mavericks. Great positioning on the putback. And now a 3-point Dallas lead.
I tell you what, he was on a mission on that possession. Did not stop working until he got it up and in.
Brunson with it. He's picked up by Rondo. For the 3. Batum grabs the miss. 1:32 left in the first half. Kicks to Leonard. Back to Batum. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist. 8 points for Batum.
Yeah, that was the 3rd straight high percentage look the defense has allowed. The defenders have got to start putting bodies on body.
It's Richardson on the wing. It's Redick on the wing. He has 5. And a miss there on the triple.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
Here's Leonard. He's got 5. Rondo finds Leonard. Back to Rondo. Another shot. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
You know, I still think Rondo is a great role player in the league. He knows he's out there to distribute the ball and provide leadership on the floor, and he does both really well.
And Dallas going with a whole new group out there.
They should be in front right now, but he'll be relieved not to have come up totally empty there.
And it's Rajon Rondo with the foul. That's his first foul.
I mean, that's a tough break for the D. I mean, he took the hit and drew the whistle.
Yeah, but he was late to get there, so the referee couldn't give him a free pass on that one.
Patrick Beverly, he's checked in for Los Angeles. 3 seconds separate the shot clock and game clock. And Beverly kicks to George. Lets it go from deep. Porzingis with the rebound. And here we go. Here's Cauley Stein. And the 3 off target. And no good that time. So that'll be it for the first half.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello, basketball fans. What a pleasure it is to bring you into the 2K studios again. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith. The first quarter for the Mavericks was fairly even. They ended the period holding on to a slim 1 point.
And we're halfway through this one. Plenty of basketball left in a game that's been fairly even so far. You have to like what you're seeing from Luka Doncic.
And how about the amount he's contributing in the scoring column through 2 quarters? He has been terrific.
And you know what? They've come at him a few different ways defensively, and nothing has slowed him down.
We've got Tim Hardaway Jr. Kristaps Porzingis is out there with Willie Cauley-Stein. Then there's Doncic, and it's Finney Smith in at the 3 side. So that's who Rick Carlisle starts the second half with. George passes to Zubac. Count it! Zubac has got the first basket of the second half here for the Clippers.
Yes, and how about the unselfishness? Paul George has no problem sharing the ball.
Hardaway kicks to Porzingis. Passes it to Cauley-Stein. Doncic outside. No good on the triple.
Well, I don't think he's performing up to his own expectations, but they still find themselves out in front.
Inside, here's Morris. That falls. Nice feed that time from George. Morris has got his first basket.
And I like the different looks that Morris can give you. Inside, outside, and in transition.
And Doncic, here we go. And that one is good. Doncic has got 11.
Pick works well there. Not much resistance from the D.
Yeah, that's not the defense you need. You got to be tougher defensively.
And here's George for 3. It's rebounded by Porzingis. The Mavericks leading. Doncic with it. Leonard picks him up. Doncic outside. Pass to Hardaway. From the arc. And it's the Clippers with the rebound. Zubac has got his 5th rebound in this one.
Far from an ideal start here. I mean, this half just 1 for 4 so far.
They're doing work here in the second half. 3 or 4 to start.
Doncic passes to Hardaway. And yes, it's good. Hardaway has got the game tied up here for the Mavs.
Boy, Hardaway Jr. is a competitor now, showing you some real toughness. He's not going to give you an inch. He's going to fight you to the finish.
And the foul called on Tim Hardaway Jr. That's his first foul. Josh Richardson's checked in for the Mavericks. And Los Angeles making a change here as well. Kennard's checked in. Richardson against George. Zubac, he hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points. Zubac has got the lead up to 2 now for the Clippers.
Oh, great timing. He is one tough customer on that offensive glass.
You know, it's like he has a sixth sense of where that rebound is going.
And that sixth sense, guys, might be better than just about anybody else's.
Not really his best quarter as far as scoring. Let's see if he can eventually get back on track.
You know, Greg, when you were in New York, you were on a super team of sorts. Compare that to the super teams they're forming now in the NBA.
Oh, we've always had super teams. And this misnomer that this is something that's just come about with this era is, to me, absurd. You've always had it. Whether the difference nowadays is I think the players have more say in where they go. And they can orchestrate how a team is constructed. But
It's always existed. And the reality is this, you become a super team when you win a lot.
Sure.
And that's what really dictates how super your team is.
Doncic against Jackson. Out to Hardaway. 1:12 left in the third quarter. Paulie Stein. 2 free throws coming up. And folks, the coach's challenge has been initiated for a personal foul. Close game like this, and he thought it wasn't a good call.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, Greg, to make the right call. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
But, guys, we know Hardaway can score, but when he makes these passes, it makes him a lot more dangerous.
Jackson down low, guarded by Doncic. Three-pointer. Paulie Stein grabs the board. Paulie Stein's got his 6th rebound on the night. The 3 for Doncic. Knocks down the 3 ball. Doncic has got 18 points.
Guys, you look at Doncic, and he has really good size for a wing, which helps him have his way against most defenders.
The deep 3 from George. And the last-second attempt doesn't fall. It's been all about Luka Doncic for Dallas. He finishes with 9 points in the quarter. The D is having all sorts of problems with him. Back right after this. Here now a chance to show you our assist of the game. And it's presented, as always, by State Farm.
And the winner today, the big fella here with the sweetest of dimes. What a plus it is to have a post player who's got this ability to find.
Boy, that's a nice asset to have. It's a huge boost to any offense, too. It adds a whole nother dimension when you've got a big guy that can pass.
We've reached the fourth quarter, and what has been a very competitive game should be an exciting finish. Our fourth quarter action underway, presented by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups. And the Clippers, looking at who they've got. Luke Kennard out there at Patrick Beverly. Then there's Batum, then it's Ibaka, and it's Mann in at the 3. And too much time in the lane, they get called for the 3-second violation. And some changes here for the Mavericks. Powell, he's jacked in for Porzingis. Nicolo Melli comes in for Dorian Finney-Smith. And it's Maxi Kleber in for Luka Doncic. Beverly finds Kennard. Now Ibaka. And the layup's good off the glass.
And offensively, Ibaka's been spending more time out on the perimeter, but watching him work inside there, you realize that may still be his bread and butter.
Beverly dishes to Ibaka. To the wing on the left. Here's Mann. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
And really the defense fouling there to prevent the layup, but that's exactly what you need to do.
It is. No reason to back off and give him the layup. Much better off making him go to the line.
Mavericks trail by 6. There's the pass to Kleber. Out to the right wing. Wing shot on the way. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. And now the Clippers on the break. Batum's running. Over in the corner, Beverly. Just about 1.5 minutes gone by here in the fourth. And the layup is good.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
Here's Brunson. And he can't stop the run as he misses. Clippers leading by 8. Kennard, the pass to Beverly. To the inside. Richardson outside. Takes the 3. The shot, no good. So Los Angeles will take it the other way. Now here's Beverly. Pass to Kennard. Over Kleba. No good off the back of the rim. Dallas has gotten off to an 0-for-2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. From deep three-point range, they grab their own miss, controls the rebound, and puts it back up and in.
Boy, Powell showing you great aggressiveness that time, fighting hard to come up with that offensive rebound.
Pass to Kennard. Around 3 minutes gone here in the fourth quarter. Here's Ibaka, off target at the rim.
Well, you know, stopping him is never easy to do, but the defense was strong there.
And so the ball's out of bounds. Powell touched it last.
Great instincts from him to get a hand on that pass and tip it out.
And, you know, even though they didn't come up with the steal, that's still a nice defensive play.
A platoon swap here for the Clippers.
Leonard has really become so good at catching and firing. I mean, he doesn't allow the defense any time to alter his shot.
Hardaway, no good.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the three. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
And they call an illegal screen here.
Beyond the leaning, you could see his feet weren't set on that screen. Easy call.
Yeah, I agree. You know, sometimes that can be a tough call for the refs to make, but not that time. It was easy there.
Doncic, no good. Now the Clippers with it. They've outscored them 10 points to 2 during this run. Nobody near George. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. And now an 11-point Clipper lead.
And with the lead, I like the strategy here. Continue to get the ball to guys who can do something with it.
If it's working, keep working it. That's what I say. Keep the pressure on him. You know, he's just chucking it up from distance this quarter. If you're going to do this, especially in the second half, you better make them.
And it looks like just playing the last bit of this one out in what should be a nice win here for the Clippers.
They found a great rhythm from long range.
Yeah, Kevin, every time they left a man open deep, he'd get a good shot at the basket. Didn't hesitate, and that aggression paid off.
The one player that really stands out, of course, in this one, it was a dazzling game for Paul George.
You can't look back at too many major moments in this game and not see his imprint put all over it.
And Paul George, another three. And the Clippers lead by 15.
And it's just competing, you know, giving your best when it matters most.
Yeah, you know, once they got victory in their view, a huge injection of energy and a great run to finish it off.
George from deep three-point land, and it's George again missing. The three for Doncic. Goes back up. Here's Cauley Stein. Count that one.
Nice work inside by Cauley Stein. Great tools as a finisher.
Doncic with the steal. And here we go. The Mavericks on a fast break. Hardaway, that's a two-pointer. Off target with the open look. Off on that one. So it's Los Angeles winning this one easily. All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. And that'll wrap it up. Starters for Los Angeles. We've got Marcus Morris. Jackson is out there with Paul George. Then there's Batum, and it's Leonard in at the 3 spot. And for Portland, pairing up in the backcourt, Lillard and McCollum. Robert Covington out there with Nurkic, and it's Powell in at the small forward. So the Clippers win the tip. Here's Jackson, outside, George, and Lillard is going to pick up the foul. That's his first foul.
A foul right off the bat. You hate to pick up your first one so quick.
Leonard on the wing, pulls up. Rebound by Nurkic.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look.
Powell finds Nurkic. Here's Lillard. From deep three-point range. No good that time. And so it's Morris with it. He'll bring it up for Los Angeles. Leonard against Powell. And it's Leonard missing.
That's not the type of opportunity he fails to convert very often.
It's McCollum on the wing. Here's Lillard. And there it is for him.
That'll get you a pat on the back from your teammate McCollum. Unselfish and aware, picking out the perfect pass.
George with the ball. A 3-ball. McCollum against Jackson. George, that's a 2-pointer. And it's Portland with the rebound. Fast break, here come the Trailblazers. Lillard with the ball. Lillard again missing. The Clippers have gone 0 of 3 from the field to start the game. George from deep three-point land. Los Angeles with another miss.
Their focus next trip has to be getting a high-quality shot. I mean, they don't want to start the game 0 for 5.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Yeah, very little resistance. I mean, you had to bring much faster help than that.
Now here's Leonard. Kicks it to Batum. Nurkic with the steal. Lillard way outside. And the dunk by Covington.
Oh, the quick feet of Covington. He excels at getting out there on the break and finding ways to capitalize.
Pass to Leonard. First quarter of ball, almost 2.5 minutes in. Nurkic with the block.
Yeah, trying to get going here, but that's an offer for the first 5 here to start the game.
Bangs home the trifecta. A new generation of players, Greg, coming into the NBA alongside your son Cole. We've got a lot of players who I think are going to have a long-term impact on this game.
There's no doubt about it. Listen, I hope Cole can have the kind of impact that some of these guys are. But look at the Grizzlies. I think they got two terrific ones. Ja Morant has superstar written all over him. Brandon Clark probably surprised some people with his ability to have an impact. And if you look at this past draft, Obi Toppin is one to watch. This is a guy with great size and length who was a perimeter player until he had a growth spurt. So those are the types of players that I think when you combine athleticism and skill with the way the court is spaced, man, can have a tremendous impact in this game.
Catching up on the changes for Portland. Enes Kanter's checked in for Yusuf Nurkic. Anthony comes in for Robert Covington. And it's Simons in for Lillard. And Los Angeles making a change here as well. Mann's checked in. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
And I like the fact that the defense is looking to protect the rim at all costs.
Jones checked in for Portland. Hollis Jefferson comes in for C.J. McCollum. And then for the Clippers, Zubac is checked in for Batum. Luke Kennard comes in for Kawhi Leonard. Rajon Rondo subbed in for Jackson. Now, here's Zubac. Morris outside. It's good, and he makes his first shot of the game.
His offensive skill set is off the charts. He has more than a few ways to punish.
From deep. And it's Simons missing.
He missed that one, but I've seen him drill shots from that distance in warm-up.
Yeah, and I have too, which is why they're okay with it. I'm sure if he gets that kind of look again, he's going to let it fly again.
Rondo against Kanter. Here's Zubac, and the dunk by Zubac.
Talk about an advanced distributor. I mean, there's passes that point guards can make, and there's passes that Rajon Rondo can make.
Here's Simons. Feeds to Kanter. It's hauled in by Zubac. 2-for-1 chance here.
Let's see if they use the clock to their advantage.
Kennard's shot is off. Trailblazers leading by 5. Hollis Jefferson passes to Carmelo. Jones from outside. Here's Kanter. Not going to go that time. And the Clippers will come the other way. 2-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Zubac. And it's Portland with the rebound. Lots of room. It's up and it's off the mark. He's 0 for 1. And pushing it up. Here's Los Angeles. Here's Mann. Goes straight through the defender for the dunk. Draws the foul. He'll go to the line. That one's on Anthony.
And Morris does a great job keeping his head up, finding his teammate for quality shots.
So at the end of 1 quarter of play, still a close game. Portland out in front. And catching up with Luke Kennard before the game, he discussed what...
this game, it's...
You know this, it takes time mentally for the game to slow down.
It's a great point. This is why most championship teams are laden with seasoned veterans. You can't rush experience. It happens at its own pace.
And this has been a fairly close game through the first quarter, and we'll see what happens here in the second. And from Portland, guys, what jumps out to you stat-wise?
Well, they use the fast break to generate some easy buckets before the defense could get set.
Well, setting the pace early, aggressive mind state. I love their approach so far.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, as the second quarter gets going. Taking a look at Los Angeles. They've got Ivica Zubac. Kennard is out there with Rajon Rondo. And it's Marcus Morris, and it's Mann in at the 3.
Love seeing McCollum bail his team out. So cool under pressure. Doesn't let the slow shot clock get to him.
Pass to Zubac. Here's Mann, covered by Anthony. It's deflected.
We don't talk much about his defense. I mean, Kanter has been much maligned for his work at that end. He's been making a better effort. And
And some hang time on the rim. Puts a little cherry on the top of that slam.
Well, those kind of displays of strength can get one team rolling. Rondo kicks to Zubac. And the pass to Man. Lock at 6. Kennard, the pass to Man. That shot missing, and the Trailblazers going the other way. Their biggest lead of the game was 9. But they get it back. Man with the rebound. Clippers trail by 4. Out to Morris from downtown. The rebound by Simons. The Trailblazers have gone 2 of 5 from the field here in the second quarter, shooting 40%. Out of bounds, the Clippers take possession.
Not a great play on either end. Bad delivery and way too late to react on the catch.
So for the Trailblazers, Robert Covington comes in for Cantor, and Lillard subbed in for Anthony Simons. George against Anthony. They get it back. It's George on the wing. And the rejection by Collins.
This is the defense Collins brings to the table. Excellent at knowing when to go after blocks.
Great teamwork punctuated by a strong finish.
Perfect example of how to run the break the right way and get a great look.
Here's Rondo. Another miss, and they desperately need a bucket. And oh, here we go. McCollum's got it. The fast break chance. Up again, and Covington stays with it. And it's an 8-point Trailblazer lead.
And it seemed like they couldn't get anything to fall in that opening quarter, but you can just feel the momentum starting to shift.
George missing again.
If he'd been even halfway decent today, the score would be a lot different, but he can't get anything to fall.
Well, the first thought from the D there was to protect the rim, so good idea to take the 3 in transition.
They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Rondo kicks to Zubac. That's basket number 2 with his third shot off to a fast 2 for 3.
And with that one, it ends an 11-0 run by Portland.
Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin, thank you. There will be a subtle but significant change on the court this season. Wilson is now the official basketball supplier for the NBA and its affiliated leagues. In fact, they were the association's original supplier starting in 1946. Now, after a nearly 4-decade hiatus, Wilson reclaims that position. Guys, back to you.
We appreciate that, David. Thank you.
Oh, as good as he is at creating his own shot, Kennard is also a solid distributor. Doesn't miss the open man when he spots it.
51 seconds left to play here in the second quarter. Lillard, the pass to Nurkic. Powell kicks to Jones. Portland moving the ball around. Lillard fires away from way outside. And it's Lillard again missing.
No other way to put it. Just a poor shooting performance for him. But luckily, his teammates have picked up the slack.
That one's in there. The Trailblazer lead is cut down to just 4 points in the bucket from George. 2-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Lillard attacking, and he's fouled pretty hard. And yep, we thought we might see it. And the coach's challenge has been triggered on the personal foul call.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving at. And how fast the action really is, and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
Outside, George puts up a 3. No good on the last second attempt there. And so it's
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back to the NBA. The first quarter for the Trailblazers was fairly even. At the end of the period, they were up by 2. That's all for now.
And we've got second half action for you. Thus far, a pretty evenly contested game. You have to like what we've seen so far from Damian Lillard.
Man, how about the amount he's contributing in the scoring column through 2 quarters? He has been terrific.
This game has his fingerprints all over it. Now looking to replicate what he did in the first half.
The high-powered backcourt pair, Lillard and McCollum. Robert Covington out there with Powell, and it's Nurkic in at the 5 roaming the paint. So that's who Terry Stotts starts the second half with. Lillard from deep three-point land. Greg is a broadcaster. Who have been some of your favorite personalities to cover?
Man, that's a great question. You know, most of the stars, I'm a big fan of Durant and Steph and LeBron and those guys. Chris Paul's another one that's a favorite. So many other guys, you know, there's so much more personality and so much more confidence as these guys have working in front of the camera. I think that just makes for a better experience.
Somebody asked me the other day who was my favorite. You know who I said?
Who was that?
Greg Anthony.
Oh, you're just saying that because it's true.
Three-pointer, Lillard. Nurkic. There's Nurkic putting it right back in. Nurkic has got his second bucket of the game to go.
And gotta like what they've been doing down low in the post.
George passes to Leonard. And he gets the basket. Officials blowing the whistle, so a chance at the line for one more.
They're on target from the start of the half. I mean, they're moving well. They're getting some good shots. Now, that makes them 3 for 4 from the field since halftime.
Catching up on the changes for Portland. Enes Kanter's checked in for Robert Covington. And it's Simons in for Damian Lillard. And Los Angeles making a change here as well. Mann's checked in. Now here's McCollum. 9 points in the game so far. From deep three-point range, he can't get that one, and it's the Clippers taking it the other way. Here's Mann, makes it off the glass. Mann's got the lead up to 1 now for the Clippers.
Everything going to plan here to start the third. 80% shooting thus far.
McCollum deciding where to go with it. He kicks to Kanter. Back to McCollum. Trying to find Kanter. Gets it to him. That falls. Nice feed that time from McCollum. McCollum's got 3 assists now in this one. Los Angeles has gone 2 of 3 when they ventured outside the arc in the third quarter. Passes to Batum. A touch over 2.5 minutes of basketball played here in the third quarter. Here's Mann. Good D by McCollum. And so it's McCollum with it. He brings it up for the Portland Trailblazers. They've led by as many as 11 points. Here's Mann. He's guarded by McCollum.
His coaches and teammates like this type of energy. Nurkic demonstrating that he could be an anchor on the defense.
Here's Mann. He's got 7. Back to Batum. Powell with the steal. McCollum with the ball. And Batum picks him up defensively. Simons, the pass to McCollum. From deep. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. And now the Clippers on the break. Here's Mann. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. And this is his second trip to the line tonight. And the first one drops. And Portland making a change here. Jones is checked in. And then for Los Angeles, Luke Kennard comes in for Morris. Rajon Rondo is subbed in for Jackson. From deep three-point range, Portland with a new 14. And Kanter able to finish. And the Trailblazers lead by 1.
when it comes to offensive rebounding. Cantor has led the league in offensive boarding rates. I mean, and when you think about it, perhaps the best at picking up his teammates' misses.
And Jones over to help. And the ball's tied up, so we'll have a jump ball.
You two.
We have got to see that sensational mobile one block again.
The defensive awareness, the timing, when you have to face a defender that can reject you like that, it can alter your approach.
So it's Portland now. Portland's gotten off to a very slow start from three-point range in the second half. They're 0 for 4. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. First trip to the free throw line for him in this one.
And going back to his performance at the line last year, guys, 84% as a free throw shooter.
George is checked in for Los Angeles. Reggie Jackson comes in for Rajon Rondo.
That's not like him at all. I mean, he's been so steady up until those.
It's hauled in by the Trailblazers. Nurkic has got his 7th rebound here tonight. Trailblazers moving the ball around. Stolen by Jackson. Now the Clippers moving it up. Leonard kicks to Jackson. Here's George, and George with the stuff.
Yeah, you see the athleticism George had on that dunk. It's so quick and explosive. Gets to the rim in an instant.
1 second separating the shot clock and game clock. Portland shooting their 7th and 8th attempts at the foul line tonight. And the first one at the line is good. And that's good as he hits both of his shots. The Clippers trail. Outside Rondo. Lays it up and banks it in.
Well, for a point guard, despite shaky range, Rondo has a pretty good field goal percentage for his career. A lot of that is shot selection.
Tips it. There's Nurkic putting it right back in. Nurkic has got 6. Third quarter, guys, and this has been a neck-and-neck game.
Both teams getting it done defensively, as evidenced by the 8 lead changes thus far.
And a worthy candidate tonight as we take a look at our State Farm assist of the game.
And he sliced the D wide open with this feed. They had no chance to prevent that basket.
No, that's quick decision making. You see a guy open, you can't hesitate. That's an outstanding play.
Well, this has been a great contest so far, and I imagine the fourth quarter could have even more action in store for us. And on the floor for the Clippers here in the fourth, Paul George is out there with Jackson. Then there's Batum. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. And it's Morris in at the 4 spot. Lillard fires away from way outside. Covington's shot is off.
For a player who's almost a sure thing to score in tight, that was a stunner.
Here's Morris. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist. Morris has got the lead up to 3 now for the Clippers.
How about the strength of Morris, shrugging off the D and nailing the shot?
Lillard scanning the floor. And the officials calling for a 3-second violation.
Last thing they want to be doing right now is giving away possessions. I mean, turnovers can kill you in this kind of game.
Coach is liking what he's seeing from his offense.
And guys, they've put the defense on the defensive.
And folks, the coach's challenge has been initiated for a personal foul. Close game like this, and he thought it wasn't a good call.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving at, and how fast the action really is, and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, I was able to listen in on what Terry Stotts went over with his team. He got on his guys about allowing too many paint points. He said, hey, we've got to be scrappier. We've got to be quicker to help, quicker to collapse the lane. You guys know what to do. Now you got to give me the effort. I want to see some nasty. Kevin?
Trailblazers trail by 3. And here's McCollum for 3. From deep. But they'll get another chance. Covington dishes to Cantor. The putback. It's good on the putback.
You know we talk about it all the time, guys. Those second chance buckets, always the result of that extra effort.
And the whistle blows on the backcourt violation. He went over and back. And the Clippers making a switch here. Hands checked in. Now Lillard. To the middle. Cantor kicks to Lillard. The offensive rebound. Stolen by Jackson. And now here's George. The fast break opportunity. Corner shot. Right through the cylinder that time. All net. George has got 4 this quarter.
And in the first half, it was a struggle offensively, shooting a very low percentage, but it hasn't prevented them from grabbing the lead. And now they're shooting it much better here in the second.
Pass to man. Outside for George. Off target from three-point range.
And you don't want to give up that kind of look too often.
Cullen passes to Powell. Lillard against Jackson. Pass to Cantor. Shot clock at 5. Lillard fires away from way outside. It's good. This game is all even.
Got to admire the passion Lillard plays, but he knows he loves having the ball in his hands.
Jackson with it. Now defended by McCollum. George looking over the floor. At the top of the key, Batum. Jackson from long range. Drains the three-pointer. And the Clippers lead by 3.
Oh, don't you love the shot by Jackson? He just takes smart shots in these points of the game.
The pass to Lillard. Cuts it 5. A putback. And with the rebound. Clippers leading by 3. The shot by George. Wide open. From outside off the mark. Portland's gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the 4th quarter. Here's McCollum. Yes, it is, for that is a bucket. Number 5 on a 5 for 11 night.
He's an experienced player in clutch situations. I mean, McCollum loves being the guy that takes these important shots.
Passes it to George. That one, no good. And it's Portland the other way. Here's McCollum. And no good. Had a chance to take the lead there. And here's George. He'll bring it up for the Clippers. It's a 1-point game. And now they decide to foul intentionally. An almost entirely new group here for Portland. Yusuf Nurkic. He's checked in for Enes Kanter. Carmelo Anthony comes in for Robert Covington. Derek Jones, he's checked in for Norman Powell. And it's Simons in for C.J. McCollum. Kawhi Leonard, he's checked in for Los Angeles. Trifecta!
And he just seems to always deliver in the clutch. And he's got it going right now. That's who they want taking the big shot.
And Nurkic has it in the corner. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Lillard.
Yeah, with no defensive pressure at all, you've got to be able to make that exchange.
Now, here is George. He's guarded closely. The 3. The shot, no good. Lillard from deep three-point land. Misses. So it's Los Angeles taking the W in a close one. This was a hard... Thank you, David. Great interview once again. Thank you for joining.